It is a tragedy that under the guise of science, information and education, we literally waste time and precious resources seeking that if we find out, it will make no difference whatsoever to us or to the entire world. The reality, it is just simply vanity, nothing more. Furthermore, it is a total abomination that we can exert our best minds and spend vast amounts of money while countless millions of people have nothing to eat. Or as in Haiti, they're eating cakes literally made out of mud. We have shown a picture of this on a previous video. So, for example, suppose all these useless activities were replaced by useful activities, like, say, tapping the vast reservoirs of water under the Sahara and making it bloom like a rose. Suppose we did that instead. Would that not be a useful and beneficial activity? Psalm 62:9 clearly shows what a waste of space we are. Surely men of low degree are vanity, and men of high degree are a lie to be laid in the balance. They are altogether lighter than vanity. We are a waste of space. But that's not what we were designed and created to be. You know, as I said, we have people suffering, not just in the far-off lands, but right in the, quote, prosperous United States and United Kingdom, Germany. We got ordinary people suffering, real suffering, whilst we squander vast amount of money on foolishness. Our problem is that most do not believe in God, or we simply pay some sort of a lip service. But the eternal God says that His ways are past finding out. That's what He says. We are trying to find out something that the eternal God says you cannot find out. Romans 11:33. Oh, the depth of the riches, both of the wisdom and knowledge of God. How unsearchable are His judgments, and His ways past finding out. Job 5:9, talking about God again, which doeth great things and unsearchable, marvelous things without number. So when we have finished the CERN project, it says there are marvelous things without number that we could go and get involved in and come up with a big fat blank zero. Job 11:7. Canst thou by searching find out God? Canst thou find out the Almighty unto perfection? God is saying, look, you're little grasshoppers. That's what He says. You're grasshoppers, and all of you together are less than nothing. It's in the Bible. It really is. So, you know, if all these politicians and scientists had just heard this and took it on board, they could have saved themselves their £5 billion or whatever it is they spent. You know, today, well, it's not today now, it's now a couple of days ago, I heard a graduate of science say that this massive scientific project goes back further than Genesis. Wow. My problem with this is that I hope that these scientists are more thorough in their science than in their understanding of Scripture, because that is a nonsense. It is impossible to go back further than the beginning of anything. That's just simple, basic common sense. In Genesis 1 verse 1 it is written, in the beginning God created the heaven and the earth. Now, our scientist friends have assumed that what the Bible continues to say after Genesis 1 in the rest of chapter 1 and chapter 2 is talking about the time of the beginning. But it is not. Genesis chapter 1, 2, and we go on to 3, is talking about a recreation. Adam and Eve were told to go and what? Replenish the earth. Not plenish, replenish, to fill it again. You know, when we say, when we make something, you go on your computer and say, create file, doesn't it? It really should say make. Create means to literally bring into existence out of nothing. That alone tells us that we have a big problem, doesn't it? We are searching for nothing, and we will find nothing. Isn't that wonderful? And we didn't have to spend $5 billion to find that out. We just have to buy a little Bible. You know, little one, 12 pounds, 20 pounds, depending. Just as it is impossible for the human mind to actually appreciate the God of the Bible, it is just as impossible to grasp the concept of absolute nothing. We are also told that the eternal God hung the earth upon nothing. He didn't have some kind of a line. He didn't have put it on a turtle's back either. Remember that one? Job 26:7. He stretcheth out the north over the empty place, and hangeth the earth upon nothing. You have seen the satellite pictures, the space pictures, and you see the earth. It's not hanging on a thing. And you see the moon. That's not hanging on anything either. And the sun, and the stars, and the whole shooting match. You know, you cannot put nothing in a jar. You know, children like to say, we say, what are you doing? Nothing. Nothing. But you can't put nothing in a jar or in a confined space. Matter, space, and time are creations of the eternal God. They did not always exist. As I've said so many times, the eternal God dwells in eternity, completely outside space and time which he created. That's in Isaiah 57:15. For thus saith the high and lofty one, that inhabiteth eternity, whose name is holy. I dwell in the high and holy place.